everybody, and welcome once again to the Global Business Update with TA. 7 business stories from around the world to keep you updated with the latest insight. Now, talk of the town is the failure of the Robinhood IPO. The company was supposed to be able to raise more than $35 billion on the market, but the IPO has only been able to hover somewhere around $2 billion. And the share prices, which is now at about $38, is a drop of more than 7%. Now, that's a record for a company when it comes to a loss or a drop of their original IPO debut share prices. Well, for a company that started the meme stock revolution, that is not good news or a place they would want to be in. From the automotive sector, Aston Martin has made the comeback with the debut of their SUV. Valued at more than $180,000, their SUV has been created by some of the greatest minds in the industry, and the owner of the company, Mr. Stroll, has managed to get some really good minds from some of the companies like Daimler, and also close affiliations with some of the other automakers has enabled the production of this beautiful SUV. And awaiting further news from them is about their supercar, the Valhalla, which is supposed to be debuting in a few months from now onwards. Now, Durban, well, that is once again becoming a scary story with regard to national infrastructure getting hacked and attacked. The latest attack on the Durban port, which is accumulating to about 60% of the total national shipments of South Africa, shows that national infrastructure is increasingly getting targeted by ransomware attacks. And the Durban port hack is once again one such case study that shows how critical national infrastructure is, and also goes on to show how vulnerable around the world these national infrastructure is when it comes to getting attacked and hacked by various ransomware and security threats. When it comes to banking, the Archegos scandal continues to create some ripple effects across the investment banking industry. Well, it looks like Credit Suisse's latest report shows how bad the impact has been. If you don't know about Archegos scandal, that's something you should check out. A new kind of investment tool created by the Archegos investment firm, in which many global investment banks such as JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, Nomura had been investing. That tool backfired when there was a large drop of some of the leading Chinese tech companies such as Baidu. When their share values dropped, so did the holding value of Archegos company drop down, and as a result, so many companies into the investment banking sector that had invested with them really lost their value. And already it shows that Credit Suisse is experiencing more than $20 billion of their assets being exposed to that risk, and their real loss so far being around $4.5 billion. And even JP Morgan Chase is showing a loss of more than $6 billion. Many investment banks are hush-hush when it comes to their losses, but looks like this is something that they can't keep under the wraps for too long. There is also news about price rises across the world in so many different areas, from food to real estate. Nestle, the biggest food company in the world, has announced that they are experiencing a cost rise of more than 4% due to production expense increases and also transport and logistic prices increasing. And at the same time, we also see that even in South Korea, Seoul, the amount of rent prices increasing at a spiraling rate. 90% increase of the rent in Seoul clearly shows that across the world, as the economic recoveries are taking place and the people are upping their demand and consumption, the prices are set for a rude shock upward bound. Talking about economics, well, Hong Kong is carrying out an activity that the Keynesian economists would be proud of. Demand side based economic recovery, or the demand side policies, is definitely in the rise in Hong Kong, where they are giving out e-cash vouchers worth to about $643 per each citizen. That is the immigrants who are actually eligible for it, as well as the citizens, and they are hoping that the spending activity levels will be on the rise and help to recover their and jumpstart their economic activities over there. And good signs for Hong Kong further on is the fact that so many big investment companies are sticking to Hong Kong despite the Chinese policies coming in and cracking down democracy and the protests. Still, it shows that the success and the rise of Hong Kong is set on a good trajectory. And on a final note, Disney is having issues with the Black Widow. That's right, it looks like the star actor of the Black Widow franchise, who also goes with the screen name of Natasha Romanoff, and who is none other than Scarlett Johansson. she is taking the battle to Disney over their decision to live stream the Black Widow movie on streaming platforms at the same time concurrently as the cinemas. Her argument is that while Disney would have paid her a direct payment or salary at the start of the movie production, by streaming it on the streaming platforms, that makes her lose some of the box office bonuses that she would have otherwise got. So looks like more production houses will have to get this balance between streaming and the box office shows happening concurrently, right, moving into the future, because the big stars are not ready to give up on their due shares of the revenue from this activity. That's it for this week, and no matter what business you may be in, stay busy and keep booming.